What is up, guys? It's Jimbo here, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 Beyond live video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Biting Wind, the new bow from Europa. We're going to be going through the roles and what my thoughts on the weapon are. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and come and check out all the links in the description down below. So, taking a look at the Biting Winds combat bow from Europa, it's a precision frame, so it means it has a longer draw time but is more optimized for damage. And it's relatively easy to farm. So if you want to know how to get this, it's going to be in one of the Empire hunts, most notably the Dark Priestess Empire hunt, and you are able to farm this by using the Here Always loot pieces that you can do to activate the quest. You go through the quest through the different steps. Step 1 could be go and kill a certain amount of Fallen with a bow or with a certain weapon type. Then you have to go and draw out an enemy. Then you have to go and fight the boss. And then you have to return to Varix in order to get yourself a piece of gear. That gear most notably being the Biting Winds bow. So let's break down some of the things about the weapon and talk about the roles that you're going to want to get on this weapon. First of all, we're going to be talking about the strings. So I am very unfamiliar when it comes to using bows that often, but I would recommend getting yourself a polymer string. It increases the draw time, the charge time, and the accuracy of the weapon. So when I say increases, it means that it makes it faster when you are pulling it, which means you're going to be able to put more bow shots out over a extended period of time. Then if we look at the arrow shaft or the end of it, you're going to want to get yourself either the compact arrow shaft, the fiberglass arrow shaft, or the straight fletchling. All of them have accuracy and stability, or even an inventory size from the compact arrow shaft. So I would recommend getting one of those. This is an easily farmable weapon, so you can go and get those. These aren't as important as the next couple of perks coming up, but let's talk about those perks. In the first column, we have the best perk on the weapon, in my opinion, which is Killing Wind. Now, if you don't know, as you've watched my previous videos, Killing Wind gives you final blows and grants mobility, weapon range, and handling for a short duration. So when you fire a round with Killing Wind enabled and you get a final blow, it's going to give you a little bit of movement, which is fantastic. Extend the range out, which is going to be great on a bow, especially if you're hitting things from distance. It means you can hit things from distance even more, and it's going to increase the handling. Other options which I think are good but not quite as good are Rapid Hit, which is rapid precision hits, increase stability and reload speed. I wouldn't really recommend getting Rapid Hit unless you really wanted to increase your reload speed with precision hits. But if you're going to be using this to just take out 1 or 2 adds, it's going to be pretty counterproductive to be able to get Rapid Hit. And then the last perk in column 1 for the Biting Winds, which is pretty self-explanatory, is Quick Draw. You're able to pull the weapon out of your inventory very quickly from being a secondary weapon into your primary weapon. It draws relatively fast, easy to use, a simple perk, but I wouldn't say it has that much use outside of maybe in PvP or if you really wanted to use bows more often. So Killing Wind is the go-to perk in column 1. In column 2, though, we have a variety of options that could be useful in different situations, and the best perk that I would recommend on there is Swashbuckler. Now, if you haven't seen Swashbuckler before, Swashbuckler is a increased damage from melee kills, and it basically increases the damage of your weapon when you get a melee kill, stacking up to ×5, and it's the same when you get kills with the weapon. I love Swashbuckler on a lot of my other weapons, so I cannot recommend it more here. If you want a different option though, Explosive Head is more of like a Dragonfly style, where the arrow explodes after a short delay when it hits the enemy. So it could be you want to go all Rambo style, hit your enemies and explode them all the time, maybe pop some heads with some explosive damage. And Explosive Head's pretty cool. I do want to try it out and see if I enjoy it as much. I haven't had a chance to try out Explosive Head as often as I would like, but the last perk in the column is Sympathetic Arsenal. Reloading after a final blow also reloads stowed weapons. So what this means is when you kill something with the bow, it reloads all of the weapons in your inventory. So if you have this equipped at the time, say you fired off a couple of shotgun shells or you fired off a couple of grenade launchers in your heavy slot, and then you use this gun, it will reload those weapons, so it has a lot of synergy with other weapons in your inventory and could be a cool option if you wanted to try out like an auto loading style build where everything is ready. You know, fire off the bow shots, switch into a special weapon to take out a high level ad, swap back to your bow, and just rinse, repeat. So my overall thoughts on the weapon is that it has a lot of versatility when it comes to some of the perks that it has. The Sympathetic Arsenal perk is one that I'd like to try out. My personal role is going to be Killing Wind and Swashbuckler. There are other options you can go with, but that's my own personal role. I like bows. I'd like to see bows do a little bit more damage or even have a little bit more use overall. It just tends to be RPM wins over damage output sometimes. So your SMGs, your auto rifles tend to take up the primary slot of a bow. But if you liked what you saw here and this is a gun that you're going to be going after, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and come and check out the links in the description for more content of mine where I can do live streams and also stuff that we do on stream or in Discord or on Twitter to keep updated with everything. And this has been It's Jimbo. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.